are on day 52 of our 60 days of basic networking. Let's go! So, kapag sinabi nating 802.1x, it's basically the protocol that tells us na tinatawag natin na identity-based networking. So, itong 802.1x is just basically, what do you call this? A framework o kaya naman a model, for example, or an algorithm that tells something on the network that kumbaga meron muna siyang identity. Like for example, hindi naman pwedeng yung mga switches natin, isa lang yung ginagamit nating account, for example, and then lahat tayo ginagawa natin, lahat ng pwede nating gawin or gusto nating gawin doon. Think of it like for example, sa bangko, for example, 'di ba? May mga designated na lugar, for example, yung vault na designated na tao lang ang pwedeng pumasok doon, 'di ba? So there's some identity based identification or mechanism that tells to a certain person, for example, in the bank example is wait, yung teller hindi siya pwedeng pumasok doon, only the manager of the branch. Right? Now, in terms of our networking, it also tells us, or it is an algorithm or a protocol that use also identity para ma-allow yung access or para ma-configure yung access in our network devices. Okay? And yun nga, nagpo-provide siya ng authentication mechanism to identify kung sino yung uma-access dun sa naturang device or dun sa naturang network. Actually, hindi lang naman siya sa network eh. 802.1x protocol can serve as a framework nga na sinasabi ko in other networking protocols. Right? So, nagkakaroon siya ng authentication. Ibig sabihin, ina-identify niya sino ba yung tao na yun. Diba? Ina-identify niya yung identity ng tao na yun. Sino ba yung user na yun? Sino ba yung mag-access? Ano ba yung kaya niyang gawin? And so on and so forth. Ano yung mga ginawa niya? So, sa accounting mamaya pag-uusapan natin yun. Pero, the main concept or the fundamental concept na tinatawag nating 802.1x is it provides authentication mechanism or framework to a certain user para or bago ma-access or bago magamit yung certain network device. Does that make sense? Good. Now, si 802.1x has three main components. Okay? So, yung tinatawag nating supplicant, authenticator, at saka yung authentication server. Okay? So, let's go ahead and talk about each of these components. So, yung una is what we called supplicant. Okay? So, supplicant from the word itself is basically the user or the client that is trying to supply the authentication parameters or information to the authentication server. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, it supplies username and password to identify itself, for example, or to authenticate itself to a certain device or a certain server, for example. Ba? So, for example, here in our diagram, this is Billy working as a GSD, for example, and then he's trying to access the router. And then, siyempre, ilalagay niya yung username niya at saka password. So, that means he is authenticating himself to access the router, di ba? He is authenticating himself. That means yung framework na ginagamit natin, ina-identify niya yung identity niya ni Billy to access the network device. Now, of course, syempre, basically, it acts as the supplicant in our components doon sa 802.1x kasi nagsusupply siya ng username and password to identify itself. Diba? So, wait lang. You have to take note ang supplicant dyan is basically not the person, hindi yung person, kundi yung software or yung machine na ginagamit ng person to identify himself to log in on the device. So basically, if this person, for example nga, ito si Billy, nung GSD pa siya, is trying to log into the router and then trying to supply his username and password, hindi siya mismo yung supplicant. Ang supplicant is, for example, I'm using a secure CRT o kaya naman super PATI and so on and so forth. So that acts as the supplicant to to supply the username and password to authenticate myself. Nagigets? So, yung supplicant is basically the machine or PC or yung software na gumagamit ng 802.1x. Does that make sense? Diba? Kasi yung mga, for example, mga Windows machine o kaya naman yung Secure CRT, they are 802.1x compliant. Si Windows actually is also 802.1x compliant when it comes to 802.1x protocol. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na supplicant. Hindi yung tao mismo, which is basically yung machine or including the software na ginagamit niya to supply the username and password. Does that make sense? So, yun yung pinakaunang component. Tinatawag natin na supplicant. Pangalawang component when it comes to 802.1x is what we called authenticator. Okay? So, as you can see in our diagram, kanina, syempre, kailangan ma-authenticate yung pinapasang password and username ni Billy from his machine. Diba? Now, si authenticator is basically hindi pa siya yung nag-authenticate mismo. It's just sending the request to the authentication server. So, take note of this. Authenticator is sending the request to the authentication server. Ibig sabihin, parang nagiging middleman lang siya. Okay? Hindi siya mismo yung nag-authenticate. Parang nire-relay niya lang from the supplicant yung information or yung authentication details from the supplicant going to the authentication server. So, kumbaga, siya yung middleman. Ika nga nung mga ano ay ahente. when you're buying, for example, natatandaan ko nung binili namin yung una namin sasakyan. Second hand siya na Honda Civic, di ba? So, kausap namin yung lalaki and talagang alam niya yung mga detalye, mga ganyan. So, yung kasama ko yung mga tito ko kasi hindi pa ako marunong sa sasakyan dati. And, so, nagkasundo na. Ito yung current issue niya, ganyan. May mga ganitong konting gasgas, ganyan. And then, ito yung presyo. So, tinawaran, nagkasundo. Now, nung magbabayaran na, hindi namin alam na during that transaction or during that time na ahente pala yung kausap namin. So, nung magbabayaran na, sabi nung, sige mga sir, tatawagin ko lang yung partner ko. Doon namin nalaman na ahente lang pala yung kausap namin. Ang masaklap pa, nung dumating yung partner niya na sinasabi, is basically kakilala pala nung tito ko mismo. I mean, anak pala nung kumpare niya. So, ang nangyari is parang, sayang, kung naalaman agad natin na yan pala yung may-ari, dumiretso na tayo doon, baka mas nakamura pa tayo. Pero anyway, my point here is, yung ahente is basically trying to send all the details na alam niya from the owner itself to us, the buyer. Diba? So now, in our 802.1x, yung authenticator acts as an agent also. No, hindi naman sa agent, pero in the same position as nung ahente na sinasabi ko kanina. Nire-relay niya lang yung information to the authentication server. Hindi talaga siya yung nag-authenticate. Does that make sense? Diba? So, it connects the supplicants to the authentication server. Diba? So, kung dun sa example natin kanina, si Billy, yung laptop niya, tsaka yung mga software na nandun sa machine niya is the supplicant trying to supply the password here para makalagin sa router. Now, si router, hindi siya yung nag-authenticate. It acts as the authenticator. By the way, konting patalastas, kung wala kang gagawin ngayong April 30, Wednesday, alas 12 ng tanghali, gusto kitang imbitahan sa isang free and live webinar na gagawin natin here at Tech Academy kung saan pag-uusapan natin how to grow and level up your IT career with IT certification. So, this is intended for beginners, career shifters, or those who are just starting out their IT career. Kung saan, pag-uusapan natin ano yung mga dapat mong malaman when it comes to IT certifications, ano yung mga hot and in-demand domains in the IT industry, bakit mo kailangan at paano makakatulong ang IT certifications to grow your IT career, ano yung mga recommended IT certifications for beginners, and so on and so forth. So, bukod sa presentation, you also have the chance to win awesome and cool prizes kagaya ng ebooks, scholarships sa mga premium courses natin dito sa Tech Academy. So, mag-register ka na, puntahan mo yung techacademy.ph/certifications-webinar and then from there, put in your best email address. Okay, so again, April 30, alas 12 ng tanghali, Wednesday. Register na techacademy.ph/certifications-webinar. Pero ang nangyayari talaga is pinapasa niya, sinesend niya yung authentication details doon sa authentication server. So, yung authentication server might be an external server like a Radius server or a Takak server, which is pag-uusapan din natin in the coming lessons. You're getting the point here, di ba? So, napapagtagbi-tagbi mo na. Now, si Billy is trying to log into the router. So, gamit yung username and password. Isusupply niya yan, di ba? Now, of course, yung router, hindi siya yung authenticator siya, pero siya yung authenticator, pero hindi siya yung nag-authenticate. Okay? Pinapasa lang niya or sinesend niya yung authentication details like the username and password na binibigay ng supplicant to the authentication server. So, si authentication server is a real server that provides the authentication. So, kadalasan dyan in our networking is either Radius or Takak. So, we're gonna talk about that later. Pero, you now get the difference. Okay? So, ano nga ba yung authentication server? So, let's go ahead and talk the authentication server. So, from the word itself, basically, it authenticates the user and the device. Diba? So, ibig sabihin, kapag tama yung username and password, you will be able to log in. Okay? Kung depende doon sa database niya, meron bang ganung username? Tama ba yung password for that username? Tapos, ano ba yung level of access na nakadefine doon sa server mismo? Make sense? So, ang nangyayari is, it checks the username and password like sinabi ko. Then kung tama yung username niya, ano yung karampatang password for that username. And then also, kung ano yung level of access. Kasi kasama yun kapag nagde-define tayo dun sa server, for example, Radius and Takak. Dun sa username and password, kung nasa ang group, for example, yung user na yon, and then dun sa group na yon, merong nakadefine na level of access. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yun dun sa authorization tsaka sa AAA. Pero balikan natin yung diagram natin kanina. So basically, si Billy, yung gamit niyang laptop or device, for example, is the supplicant, and then it tries to log in. So sinusupply niya yung password sa router, password and username, di ba? So yung router natin is the authenticator, pero hindi siya yung nag-authenticate. Ang nangyayari is pinapasa niya yung information doon sa authentication server para ma-authenticate yung details. So, si authentication server, it checks the username and password kung tama. So, check niya muna, meron bang ganung username. Now, kung meron, for example, Billy Ramirez, dun sa username na yun, tama ba yung password na binibigay? Diba? Kung tama, of course, it authenticates that user, and then ang mangyayari, makakalagin ka na. Ang mangyayari, ibabalik lang siya ni authentication server, and then si authenticator, ibabalik niya rin dun sa supplicant na you're already authenticated, you can now go ahead and log in. Make sense? So that's the framework, that's the mechanism, that's the components when it comes to 802.1x protocol. So, ang nangyayari is, itong protocol na ito, itong framework na ito is ina-apply natin. Like, for example nga dun sa AAA sa Radius and Takak. So, that means, before a user can log into the device, we need to have some sort of authentication, and then yung 802.1x protocol ang ina-apply natin. Malinaw? Good. Right? So, in the next video, what we're gonna talk about is itong pinag-usapan natin na Radius and Takak, as well as, diba, so, let's say for example, na authenticate na si Billy. Ano yung mga level of access na pwede niyang, ano yung level of access or ano yung mga pwede niyang gawin dun sa device? Ibig sabihin ba, kahit GSD siya, pwede siya mag-shutdown ng interface? O kaya naman, nalalag ba yung mga ginawa niya? So, accounting. O kaya naman, ano yung mga pwede niyang gawin? Authorization, diba? So, we're gonna talk about that, as well as ano yung Radius and ano yung Takak when it comes to authentication server. Right? So, I guess, this is it. I hope you now understand the fundamental or the concept or the framework ng tinatawag natin na 802.1x in the